Hey, very good morning to you, trader. How are you? How you guys doing? You doing well? Welcome to the trading cage. This is where we beat the gold. And let's have a look at what gold is doing today. Right, let me just set up here because my camera was out of shape today. So I've got good news. We managed to do 5% last week of that account that we opened up on Thursday. So let me just move around here. So we started on Thursday with $10,000. We are just over 5% of the account in 1 week. Let's see how far we'll be able to get with that account and how long it will take for us to double it. Now, just having in mind that I'm just doing trades together with you guys. Together with my students at 10 o'clock, okay? And that's basically, so I'm not trading by myself outside of any other hours. And I'm just doing scalps on this account, okay? So I'm not really trading it. I'm just doing scalps with you guys. First target's probably about anywhere from 400 points to 1,000 points. And with our risk management in place. So it's pretty much what I teach. I'm just doing what I teach and what I do in front of you guys every day. All right. So I'm happy with that context so far. Let me just do one little bit here. It is Monday, so good afternoon, Sabu. Is it afternoon for you over there? Good morning, buddy. Morning here. Let me take these out. Cool. All right. So yesterday, I traded together with my students on the opening of the Asian market. We actually managed to get a good trade. It was 1,000 points. And I told everybody yesterday to be very careful because we had that trigger candle here, candle 19, which was a relevant stopping point for the price. And I told them, do not trade in that region because price might get stuck to it. It may move today, it might break through that trigger candle, but it was going to be very difficult for it to do that during the night. So I told them not to be holding any positions, and I just opened my chart, and this is what it's looking at. So hopefully they heard me and they didn't do anything stupid. But we do have today all of these inefficiency here from candle 21. All right, we are above 50% of that retraction now. If price manages to break through that candle 19, there's nothing else holding this price. So for what we can see at the moment, there is some sort of resistance around this region here. We are gonna try to map it right now at using our chart and the lower time frames. Let's see what's holding that price. If it's just that trigger candle or if there's any other regions that is holding their price as well. Okay, so apart from that, nothing much to say around here. We do have this support here on the maximum of candle 29, which I expected price to come and retest since candle 37 did not test when it opened up. Okay, this is a support region because this is where price broke through. I would expect a test at least around that region, but it did not happen overnight. So right now we've got to wait a little bit more to see what's going to happen. Let's go over to our 1 hour chart. on our 1 hour chart, we can see exactly what happened here. This is where we traded yesterday, and then price is just going around and around on that region. Price is still above that 50%. We can see a 3 candle pattern here. But most likely this candle 14 right now should come back to the 50% of the day, okay? And test the trigger candle 10 once again. So we are below that trigger candle 19 on the daily chart, and we can see here price is fighting through to try to get around this region. So if we have a Fibonacci here, let's see where it's exactly at 50% right now. So we'll leave that Fibo there. 50% of the day is just below it. Let's go around to a lower time frame to see if we can see anything else that would tell us what could hold that price. Okay, so we got this trigger candle here who looks like the one holding that. This one. Is it that one? No, it's not that one. It's this one here. Okay, I'm gonna put a line in it and then I'll put it a different color. Let me see if I can put a different color on it. Just so I know what it is. I'm not orange. I'll put green just on that one. Just so I know that that's the end of that trigger candle, and that's pretty much where it hit. So that's our resistance there. Okay, all right, yep. So that's our resistance. It's good to keep an eye on it for future trades. Let's go over to our 15 minutes. On our 15 minutes here, we can see that price did break through, then got into that trigger candle, got forced down by sellers, then renovate that, it renewed that last high once again, and then couldn't get through, and then it came back down. So this here got consolidated around here. Since it couldn't go back up, had to come grab more liquidity below. Now it did the same thing, which tells me that this price should come lower to grab liquidity again. One thing that we talk about every day is exactly this, is that if price can't really break through with the liquidity it came back to grab, it will have to go back up, go back down and grab a bit more before it goes back up. We have got trigger candle 16 holding this price at the moment. So this is the candle that's holding the price. So we have resistance in that region, and we have resistance on the region of 5174. Right now we are at 50% of this movement, so nothing to do. If price does break through, we know that we have support in the region below, and support on the 50% of the day, and support on the candle trigger candle 39. Okay, so it's good to keep an eye out for these movement here. At the moment, nothing to do because it's around the 50% of the region of today. We don't want to be messing around in that area, as we could be easily manipulated. Price could just come around here, stop all of these guys, and then pop back up. So we don't want to be trading in that region right now. Now, do you guys have any questions for me? Just write down on the chat if you have any questions. I'm just having a bit of Red Bull because this weekend was one of those. Life of a trader. We make money during the week and then we live life on the weekend. We actually live every day. That's so good. So no questions? No? Okay. Let's carry on. Let's go down to our 5-minute chart. On our 5-minute chart, we can see how price is battling through, trying to get through that 50%, but price has found resistance in there. This looks like a 3-candle pattern, but I'm not going to get into buying right now, simply because price may need more liquidity below. So I don't want to be stuck in a trade right now where it could go the other way. It's a lot better to wait for a movement and then you get in a trade where you have got the right movement, either up or down, okay? So it's better for us if we wait a little bit. If we have a look at, we just put the 15 minutes here, candle 53 closed exactly where candle 52 closed before, so nobody's breaking through. On the 1 minute, we can see that there is a big fight here. Nobody's closing above or below anybody else, which means there's not enough volatility at the moment on the market. So let's wait. Okay. One of the things I tell everybody every day is this patience pays the trader. So just be patient. If the market's not moving the way you would like it to move, just wait a little bit. Very soon it will do something that you can get on with a trade and something that will pay you well instead of just trying to make money without any sense. Okay. All right. So, candle 59 close on the 50%. Candle 60 is not even moving. This is a 3-candle pattern. I just don't want to get into buying right now because this movement is a bit odd. Okay. There's a lot of pressure from sellers here, and buyers are trying to push the price back up, but with not enough volatility. If we get into a trade here, we could be suffering for the next 15 to 20 minutes easy over a trade that's only going to pay you not even 300 points. So just no point. We have that trigger candle here, 155, right in our face. If price does start breaking through that, then we know that it will try to come up to grab more liquidity, and then we could be looking at better buys around here, okay? But I still believe, and most of the time I am right, I still believe that if price did not manage to break through this high and came back to grab liquidity, it should at least come down to the 50% of the day, simply because there's no liquidity that was grabbed down here, which is the last area where we have enough liquidity for the price to grab and try to move on. So there we go. We see candle 160 retracting a little bit. It's going to try to come and test support right now. So we wait to see what's going to do there. But now it would be a lot healthier for the price if this price actually came down here to this 50% of the day and stopped everybody that has bought around here and here. This way it would have enough liquidity for us to see that it's going to try to push back up once again. since we have this trigger candle on the daily over here at 5158, and we have another trigger candle on the 1 hour here at 5163. Okay, so not much point on trying to buy right now without this price doing this liquidity grab, which it really needs to do right now. I'm gonna even mark it up here on the 15 minutes. There we go. So we have all that liquidity that would be good if the price actually came down here, grabbed it, and then pushed it back up. If it did, I would believe more in a buy if it actually did that. At the moment, we can see here on the 15-minute chart that candle 50, 51, 52, 53, and now 54 have tried to break through trigger candle 49 here, which is this last retraction of the price here, and they haven't managed to, which tells me that there is a very strong buying force at the moment. Okay, sorry, a very strong selling force here at the moment, simply because they are holding this price below that trigger candle. So once again, even though this was a trick candle pattern, it didn't have enough confluences for me to get into that buy. Okay, and pretty much paid 50% of the movement. So it did its job, but it's not long enough for me to be profitable. And we are not getting into anything that's not profitable. Okay, we are here to make money in the end of the day. Oh, thanks, guys. We had some more guys popping in to our live. It's awesome to have you guys here. Um, Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Okay, have a look at the other videos. I have put quite a bit of videos up. Also some workshops in Portuguese. I will make some material for beginners in English as well pretty soon. But go there, subscribe to our channel. Okay, it will be awesome to have you guys with us every day. So these lives go through every single day. And would also be awesome if you could share this content with your friends and get them to subscribe to our channel as well. That would be pretty awesome. Okay. One thing, we also supply mentorships, okay, 101. So if you would like to learn exactly how to see exactly what I see on the chart every single day and how I trade, I do offer private mentorships. So just get in touch with me on my private Instagram or on my Brazilian phone number, which I'll leave here on the chat, and then we can work through that with you. I've been a mentor for over 2 years now here in Brazil, and also I've been trading for many, many other years. And I used to trade at New Zealand. I started in New Zealand a long time ago. 2019 it was. I'm just going to leave my Instagram here for you. So whatever questions you have, you can ask me there. And then we have the Instagram for this page. So you're free to follow me on any of those and get in touch with me, and I'll do my best to reply as soon as I can. Okay. All right. So we got Kindle 161 coming back up until he actually breaks through this trigger candle here, 155, and breaks through that trigger candle 49. I wouldn't tell anybody to be buying this market. Okay. In fights between big elephants, the only thing that suffers is the grass, and I'm not part of the grass. I'm not going to be stuck in this trade right now. Any questions? If you guys got any questions, just type it up on the chat. Okay. At the moment, market is consolidated in between the support here, which is the 50% of this movement. Let's go see if we can see anything else in other time frames. So we have a trend line here. Let me just see if we have a trend line. Just to know what's going on. No, we don't have a trend line there. We could have one here. Let's see if this works. But this is really far up from the price right now. So we don't have that one. We could have this one. Okay, so price to correct, it would have to wait quite a lot until it touches that trend line again. So we may not get that one. We have support down here. We also have support around this region that it hasn't tested. This is from Friday. Okay, well, we have mapped the price at where price is at the moment. We don't have much inefficiency anymore. We've got pretty much about just over, well, let me have a look at this. We got 2,000 points, 1,500 points of inefficiency to go. Price decided to come down. That could accelerate the price. That would be good if it comes down. But yeah. So a lot of pressure from sellers here. Candle 161 closed exactly where candle 160 and candle 159 opened. So I'm still waiting for this price to come and grab liquidity down below before it can actually move up, okay? So we're not going to do anything right now because it hasn't grabbed that liquidity. I still believe that the market wants to push this price up, but it just has no liquidity at all to do it. So candle 161 actually paid out about 300 points in the end of it all. 260 points. That's not enough for a trade. We do try to get about at least 400 points per trade you get. With the margin I've got at the moment, which is this $10,000, we should be able to get about $100 within 400 points, which is good. If we did pretty much choose more scalps, if the market gets sideways, we would have 2% of our account in our pocket. So people may say, oh, but that's just a small scalp. Mate, that's 2% of your account. The issue is that when the market doesn't want to give you bigger trades, and all of a sudden you don't want to take that smaller trade, simply because, oh no, I want the big one. It's got to be over 1,000 points. And then every time market goes, you put it on break even, it comes and takes you out, or it will come and stop you before it moves. So sometimes it's just easier to take the scalps and put in your pocket, and that way you made two trades. You got your take for the day, which is anywhere from 2% to 5%. Unless market's really moving and it wants to give you a lot more, of course you're going to take it. because we're here to make money in the end of the day. But some people really just they think, oh, I'm just gonna buy if I can go really, really long. And sometimes in days like this, it just won't happen. So right now we got candle 162 coming to grab all that liquidity that I've been talking about. I wish it would have gone a little bit lower to grab the liquidity behind here, below candle 140. Okay, so it grabbed the one under candle 149, but it did not grab one the one before below 140. Now I can buy here if candle 163 tests down. Um, it's not going to test, is it? Well, simply since it's not going to test, I'm not going to buy because now we're getting too close to that trigger candle. If you opened up testing this 50%, this support, I'll be more than happy to buy here and get out with my 400 points on top of candle 158. But it's not going to do that, unfortunately. See, 400 of stop for 400 take. It would have been an okay trade. See, 400 take. That'd be awesome. But not going to work right now because candle 163 did not test. And we do not believe, we don't trust candles that don't test. Sorry. There'll be other movements throughout the morning. But it's really good to know exactly what you're waiting for, right? So we have been waiting for a liquidity grab. This is exactly what happened right now. We didn't get into a trade too early. We waited for it to do what we wanted it to do before we actually did anything. And we can see that it did partially what I wanted it to do. So this is really good. Once you know what you're waiting for, make sure that you wait for the market. Don't jump into trade simply, oh, because I think it's going to go all the way high. You give, let's say that you need to give obligations to the trade, okay? So for me to get into a trade, I want the market to do this and this and that. Sometimes it will do exactly what you think. Sometimes it won't. So if it does exactly what I want the market to do, that's perfect. That's not a problem at all. So in this case, if it did, I'll jump into the trade. If it didn't do what I wanted, I'm not getting into that trade. So we said, I want the market to go grab that liquidity below before I think about buying. It did. And then I said I want candle 163 to test down before I think about buying, and it didn't. So if it didn't do what I wanted, I'm not getting into that trade. Even though I still believe if price does break through that trigger candle 49, it's going to go higher. I still didn't get into that trade simply because it didn't do the obligations that I gave it. And that's the mentality that every trader should have. Because most of the guys, they'll look at that candle and go, oh, that's a three candle pattern. Let's jump into it. Right, it is a three candle pattern, but it could go wrong. Could go really, really wrong. And then you're stuck in a trade that you didn't want to be stuck on. And then you could potentially be stopped over a little rule that you disobeyed. And you disobeyed your own rules. So it's my rule. It's not even somebody else's. Just say, oh, I'm a really bad boy, I'm going to break his rules. No, you're breaking yours. And in the end of the day, who pays for it? Your account. So candle 163 is coming back up. We had candle, I don't know if candle 813 actually confirmed the pullback. I did confirm the pullback there. but I'm not gonna get into a trade exactly right in front of that trigger candle. I want price to break through that before I start doing anything. And even if I wait for it, we could still be stopped because candle 55 here um, on 15 minutes could just come, grab the liquidity on top of candle 42, and then be pushed down by sellers. So right now, it's not really safe to trade. It could go either way. Just having a look at the Brazilian market here, what's doing. Brazilian against Real just went down to the closing of Friday. Things are going to be funny on that market today. All right, so candle 163 did close above 162, but it did not beat that trigger candle 155. Once again, this is not first time it tries to do that. Candle 164 is testing down, which could be this whole candle 163 could be the test of candle 55 here on the 15 minutes. So I'm still going to be waiting for something else for the breakthrough of that trigger candle before I start thinking about buying in this market right now. I hope that you guys can understand what I'm talking about when I talk about how you should behave in front of the market. Okay, I could have jumped into a three candle pattern here on candle 161, which wouldn't have paid me what I wanted. It got kind of close to that trigger candle 155, but I didn't get into it because it didn't follow my rules. Candle 162 did follow my rule, but candle 163 didn't. So in this case, I decided to stay out of it. And then candle 164 comes to test the 50% of this movement, but still it opened up too close to that trigger candle 155. So for me, it's not worth risking a trade right now without price actually breaking through that structure and breaking through this trigger candle 49 here on the 15 minutes. If we have a look at how many points we still have here, we've got 700 points on candle 49 once price breaks through the trigger candle and breaks through that structure, especially if it starts picking up that liquidity on top of candle 52, we would still have 700 points against 200 points here. So it's a lot better to do that trade than this trade here. Oh, Tiago, you are too careful about your trades. Yes, I am. Simply because I'm here to teach you how to trade as well. So it's not just about me, it's also about each one of you. So I don't want you guys to be jumping into trades just like crazy simply because we know where the price is going. Okay, there we go. So now we've got this movement here. Candle 164 is breaking through that 50%. On 1 minute, we are breaking through the structure. Still have a minute to go. Let's see if candle 164 will actually close above that 50%. And then if the following candle will actually test down. Because if it does, then we can get into that trade with a stop loss around the region of candle 815. Now, how long would be our stop right now? 700 points, 650 points. Don't go at once, just wait for us. If we go at once, then it makes it a little difficult for us to get into it. Oh, come on, buddy. That's one of the other things that can happen when you're waiting. So um, down here we had this resistance here, which is pretty much where price was. But then once it goes and grabs liquidity, it just flies through and forgets to wait for everybody else. Candle 165 hasn't tested down. Let's see if it does test down. It's not going to test down or just continue to go up and grab the inefficiency here on candle 49. Once it. Come on, come down, buddy. Come on, test down. Why do I need to test down? Because I don't want to get into a trade in here where it just broke through the structure and then it can come back to test the 50%. So that would be quite a lot of testing for my price to do. So if we go have a look, probably about 3 to 400 points. Yeah, about 400 points of testing. So I wanted it to test at least 150 points to show me that it has got good support here. And then I could get into that trade, especially because candle 164 just hit the target of that trigger candle on the 1 hour, which is our 5158. This could be a reversal point, but it seems like the buyers found their liquidity now to try to break through all of this. Since we didn't get into that trade, let's see where would be the next region that I could get into a trade on. If price breaks through the high of candle 49, we could have a trade going up to this maximum high and this resistance up above. So we could do that one as well. And the good thing about this is that you probably have noticed that we do not need indicators to tell us where the price is going. We can read it through and see where the price is going prior to what any indicators would do. I just wanted market to follow my rules of my technique before we actually got into this trade, but it didn't follow through, so it's all good. Scandal's paying about 1,000 points right now. But unfortunately, on the 5 minutes, it did not test. So if it did not test, I'm not jumping into it. On the 1 hour, it's just grabbing all the inefficiency from candle 13. Let's see if it's going to manage to just follow through and continue on its way up. It was a shame that candle 163 didn't test. Okay, so price did break through right now. Candle 55 closed really well. Candle 56 testing down. The stop is huge, but it did break through the structure. Let's see if it tests a bit more. It's testing support here. I'm gonna put a buy here. I'm gonna lower my hand because the stop is too high, and I'm not gonna hold that stop until then. Let's see if price does manage to accelerate. It did break through that trigger candle on that we have here on the 1 hour. So let's see if it goes up. It's making a pullback right now. Okay, so this is where price stops before. Now, let's see if it's gonna hold that resistance or if it will actually continue on its way up. This is the first candle that actually tests after breaking through on 15 minutes and on 5 minutes. So I'm gonna leave my trade there. My stop loss, I would have to stop it at about 500 points. So below that trigger candle on the daily. But let's wait for a retraction here, which is awesome. If it does a pullback, it's even better because then if it confirms a pullback, I could get into that trade a lot cheaper. And then I can actually hide my stop loss behind that pullback. That's a very good test. Okay, this is awesome. It's going to be testing the support here to the left right now. The support on candle 48 and 49 is not strong enough, as we can see. It could not hold that price. And right now, this candle can test up to the 50% of these Fibonacci here. Quite funny how some days you see the market actually it does what you want it to do, but it doesn't allow you to get into the trade. A lot of people get quite frustrated, but I think it's just part of the job, I guess. Just can't play around with your rules. That's the important thing. So right now, oh, it just confirmed pullback. Look at that. Also, we got a trade here by confirmation of pullback. Just broke through that trigger candle. I can actually lower this down and get into that trade there. A candle 829 is testing 50% of this movement. Now, if it goes back up, we'll get into that trade. Stop loss would be behind candle 828. Now, if this, if candle 166 closes breaking through 50% of 165, then we are not going to get into that trade. So now I'm going to take that trade out. I will wait for what candle 167 will do first. And this is the important thing about not hitting buy now. So we had candle 165 breaking through the structure. If we were to have hit buy now, we would be stopping right now. So it's important to follow the technique and to follow your rules, okay, to get into trades like this. All right, so candle 167 is coming back up. Let's say if it will break through any of these trigger candles. If it does, then we can get into our trade once again by confirmation of pullback. But right now, this one failed the pullback and already renewed that lowest cost, lowest price, which is all good. I'm not going to sell right now, okay? I prefer to buy on this market than sell. The only place I'm going to be selling is below this 50% of the day here, okay? I'm not going to be selling right there. There's a lot of pressure from buyers here, and it's a lot stronger than pressure from sellers. So for me, it doesn't make sense to be selling right now. All right, if you guys have got any questions to ask, why I didn't get into any trades, if you didn't understand what my thoughts are, just write down in the chat, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions, okay? Okay, let's wait to see what candle 167 does. As I said, I would be waiting for a confirmation of pullback on the 1 minute before I actually start doing anything. We've got 8 minutes to go before I have to close the live and go to trade with my students. Let's see what this market will do. I'll make an analysis for you guys. Oh, hang on. Test down. Candle 833 niche. Test down before I think about getting into that trade. If it doesn't test down, I'm not getting into that trade. And now it's already on the maximum high of this. Come on, you should have tested before, tested that 50%. Now it's going to come back to test, but then we're too high with 1 minute 22 to go. I will wait a little bit more. See, once again, it did not do what I intended the price to do. So it tested now, but then right now, the maximum high is so close that we could just find the resistance there. So I'll wait for the candle 167 to break through the candles before I actually get into a trade. I want to see that buyers have got enough force to continue the movement. 31 seconds to go. and it didn't manage to break through. That tells us a little bit about that resistance up the top. And now you'd be thinking, oh, lucky I didn't get into that trade. Candle 168 now needs to test down. We know that we got good resistance up here. We have 400 points of stop right now. If we get into a trade around down here, 500 points of stop. Since price didn't break through the structure, I'm not going to get into this trade. I'm going to leave you an analysis for the opening of the American market. Okay, so I will wait for this 5 minutes. Should give me better trades. As I said before, I'm not going to be selling in this structure unless price comes back. I could actually sell below kind of 167, okay, if this resistance proves to be quite strong and then pushes the price down. I could sell from the bottom of candle 167 until this trigger candle here, trigger candle 162, okay. So you could have a short scalp around that region. But good sales would be prior to the breakthrough of this 50% of the day, okay? So if price comes back down here because it can't break through that resistance that has been formed on top of these candles, you can expect a good sell from here until about this lowest price down below. There is plenty of liquidity down here on this pink region, so this could be a good shorting, okay, for all of you guys. Now, good buys would be once price breaks through this trigger candle here that it hasn't been didn't manage to break through yet, okay, candle 47. There would be some good buys up here, but then pay attention to these region of the 174, okay, because this is another resistance. So if price does break through that, we have a lot of inefficiency up the top here. So that's why I'm not rushing to get into any trades, simply because there is a lot of inefficiency in this region. Not only that, a lot of liquidity above candle 46 of today. Okay, so when you get into these regions here, you can be sure that if the price managed to stop the maximum high of candle 46, it will be accelerating, especially if this happens around the opening of the American market. Then you could be very sure that price is going to accelerate until that. Well, I'm not going to say it's going to get into that maximum high, the record high today, but you're going to be able to see some really good accelerations at that point. Candle 168 isn't managing to break through once again, proving that that resistance on that trigger candle is really strong. Okay. But yes, this is what we can see here, and I can leave with you guys for the opening of the American market. Okay. Keep on tracking the price. You will see what is going to happen pretty soon. So just wait for the right moment to buy, wait for the right moment to sell, and don't forget to make sure the candles test before you get into those trades, okay? Because we do have good resistance and good support in the regions we have shown you guys. So just wait for a little bit, be patient, and the right trade will come to you. Remember, you only need to click once or twice per day. You don't need to get into every single candle and put your margin and your money at risk just for any trades. Okay. All right. Guys, it is 10 o'clock. I would like to say thank you for all of you guys that has been together with me today this morning. Um, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, okay, to our channel and share this channel with your friends. Every day we're here to teach you how a professional trader should behave. Okay, we're not clicking everywhere. We're just trying to get into the right movement, get into trade, get out of that trade, put the money in your pocket, and then you go live your life with your family and enjoy the money that you're actually making out of the market. Thank you for everything. And during the day, I'll be posting some more videos and some shorts. So pay attention to those. Add the notifications into your phone or your computer. So when we send new videos, you're actually going to be getting those um, first. So thank you very much. I will catch you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. We'll be live once again. I will see you soon. This is the trading cage where we beat the gold. Better than not clicking and losing money. Sometimes we'll click, we'll lose money. Better than losing money is not clicking and looking at everything that you had said actually happened and that you were right. Okay, so don't be afraid just because we didn't click today. We didn't click today, but we can click tomorrow, we can click after that, and everything is going to be awesome. Okay, one day after the next. And today we still have a lot of trades to do, since we still have the opening of the American market, and those movements are awesome. All right, thank you guys. I'll catch you soon. See you tomorrow.